Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. Hope you're having a great day. Hope this video can make it a little bit better. The next video was taken as part of my streaming all of the content as soon as it came out. So there will be some limited interactions of me talking with chat and stuff like that. I'll try to cut out anything that's not really relevant to the video and try to refine it down for you. But just so you know, this was taken as part of stream. I hope you enjoy. If you want to see me playing any of this live, there's a link to my Twitch channel down below. Let's get into it. I hope you enjoy. Let's go ahead and get Leona to 6 stars. And we'll test that out. So whenever an ally's Daybreak effect is activated, activate it again. This should be pretty great. And yep, we have enough for this as well. So Zenith Blade gets battle banner, so buffing up all your units. And yeah, we could get some of these, but we are fine. So her Constellation is pretty much fully there. Let's go back to our previous build because it's just so much fun. Go for Daybreak. Let's go for Strength of Stone. And yeah, we'll still grab the Victor Relic. Let's go ahead and grab her. I don't think we've done Leona versus the... Wait, did we do this? I don't think so. I don't think we did this yesterday. Yeah, we have her. Let's go ahead and go here and see how she does. Let's see. So this is a little tough. This is good because it's targeting. It is able to give our units that barrier, but this is generating an extra card every round. That makes us get hit harder with the Fiddlesticks power. Trifarian Might, we normally can trigger this with most of our units, and it's just giving us a lot of removal. I think we will go for this one. If we were in a different adventure, we would probably go for the Sweet Solitude, because it is actually quite solid, but I think we'll go for the removal. Let's go for a Sleepless Slumber. Let's get rid of Sunburst and keep the rest. All right, so will this unit get a strike off? Because they're activating the Daybreak of 1/1, which should happen twice. Yes. All right. And then they have a ridiculous amount of health. I think let's actually do this to give her Overwhelm. And sure, we can go ahead and kill that just because we're going to get so much damage down since we're going for the Formidable build. All right, let's drop a Ravoon. So he should give us 2 random cards in hand then. Yeah, so Ravoon created both these cards. We'll drop a barrier right there just to protect him. We could go for other effects. I think let's just try to attack and end though. Okay, GG. I know the Daybreak effect's not bad, but this unit's pretty massive with the Sun Spear and the Phage. And also draw can be a little bit bad for us right now, so I think we'll actually grab this. And let's head over here. Yeah, the fact that you get that on so many units is great. All right, so Lucian, Last Breath Rally. He's still going to get a strike off. Radiant Strike, Senna. So we're going to get 2 copies of her. Both should probably... Well, at least one will get a strike off. Diana... Kind of funny, a little bit. Farsight's not necessarily the best into this. Ezreal, Sunspear, Black Cleaver. He would get a ton of stats, but Static Shock would be pretty bad. I generally like Lucian, so I think we'll go here. Cutting cards or spells. I think we'll actually go for the spells. Cutting cards isn't the best into Fiddlesticks, so let's go for Vicious Mockery. Let's give it to Senna and the Sunburst. We could drop him right away. Sure, let's try to go for it. This will be a nice targeting. I think we'll hold off on a lot of the others until we actually get Or just till we can play with Daybreak. It's sad all those stats going away. Boost all of their units. Alright, I think we're gonna drop Senna because she is likely to watch him die. Grant an ally impact. Well, rip to that, I guess. He does have augment, so we can try to scale him up a little bit. Alright, so we saw that one die. We could wait for them to play something. I think we will. Of course. Of course they do that. Oh, it's frustrating. Alright, we'll drop our Leona. And yeah, Daybreak effect stunning 2 people is actually pretty crazy. Let's activate this right here. Let's go for our Relentless Pursuit. And then GG. Play, strike an ally, deal damage to your Nexus. Wouldn't be terrible. I love the Sun Spear. Getting that on all followers is so good. But we don't necessarily want to kill one of our own units. Although we could give our unit Barrier and then drop this. But then it wouldn't get the Daybreak effect unless Ravoon is on the board. I think we'll just go this for some cheap targeting. Let's go for the Spells Chest. Ooh, draw on the Morning Light. That is good and bad. I think we'll actually just go for the Purify. Trying to get rid of one of their strong units can be nice. Item chest, shop, or champion item. I think we want to go for one of these two, and I think we should be able to shut down Thalassophobia pretty easily, so let's go here. We can just do that barrier. Let's get rid of the Sunburst, and the double... I guess double Zenith Blade is good and bad, because then the draw effect doesn't matter anymore. I think we'll still try to get a unit on the board, even though they're not going to gain some of these bonuses. We'll go ahead and attack. Give this the barrier to stop that damage. And then even if they do attack, yeah, they don't want to because they know they're going to die. We'll drop this, give that barrier.
I see the heavens of flame, stars burning in starfire. I see the living rise as one to watch therein.
This will be fine. Alright, pretty good. If they want to attack someone, we have another targeting. Here, let's go for our Leona. Yeah, the scaling is pretty crazy. But she still only activated Daybreak 3 times, technically. So even though these effects are going off twice, it isn't contributing to her level up, which definitely is a bit sad. Here, though, let's give her Overwhelm.
A shield for allies, a sword for enemies.
Sucks that they have 2 units. That's, yeah, not the
Answer to me.
not the best. Let's go ahead and attack like this. Solid damage, and yeah, there's not really anything they can do. Our units are so big and they have such good scaling and survivability that this encounter just gets completely shut down, which is quite nice because normally this encounter is a massive pain. Yeah, sucks that Leona is still taking so long to level.
Raise your weapon, Sunway. To shine like the sun, you must burn like.
Yeah, the amount of scaling is kind of ridiculous.
Feel the sun's glory.
Alright, GG. I think we'll actually go for the soldier. This isn't... I guess we will do it. We don't have to avoid all draw. Champion item or shop. I think we'll actually go for the shop. Catalyst. Grifter's deck isn't bad. Solari Priestess. Let's Spells and skills deal 1 extra damage. I don't think we really have much of that. Okay, we can go for that. That's pretty good. Catalyst, it is an expensive one. Like, yes, it's grifters. Normally at that point in the game, I think we're kind of fine regardless. I think we can be fine. Let's go here. I think we won't cut anything. Let's go for the heal. And we'll go into Elise. Let's get rid of Radiant, and we can hold on to the rest. Also, Ravoon is just like such a badass looking character. He's pretty awesome. All right, what do we want to go for? Let's go for the shield bearer, because we need to just reduce their units. We could go for Zenith Blade. I think we'll be fine. Let's get rid of Elise. That armor's insane. Yeah, it's so good. Which series? Yeah, we're talking about Attack on Titan. We'll pass.
I pull the strings.
Let's go for our Ravoon. Yeah, their scaling is crazy. Here, we want them both to be able to have barrier. So this will give them great scaling. We can go for the Hex Core upgrade right here. They're still going to get a lot of damage down because we just can't flood the board the same way they can. But we are killing consistently their units. I do like how for Leona, your units do feel very intimidating. This is actually a great unit now. Give other allies 2 power or 2 health. But we'd rather drop a couple units.
Don't get in my way.
Yeah, your units are very impressive. Like, the amount of stats you get for dropping them just once, and then the scaling you have, it is actually pretty fun. So we could go for Zenith. I think we actually might. Who do we want to give Overwhelm to? I think we'll give Overwhelm to the unit that has Challenger. Let's see if we can maybe give Overwhelm to him right there. No. All right, let's go ahead and attack. We'll grab the smallest unit for our Overwhelm so we can do a lot of damage. Most of our damage is going to get lost. Let's actually silence that one.
Looking for an anvil. Trick this, wait hard.
All right, pretty good. Let's go for Senna, because that will give our Lucian his level up. Perfect. I don't think any of our units can actually die, which is a little sad because we could really use that right now. All right, let's give him that right there. So yeah, we haven't had Leona at all, but honestly, we're still doing perfectly fine. Having Ravoon and not Leona is actually not too bad. Let's go for Leona and regen. Very good for this build, but also another keyword gives us more stats. Let's go for power here. Yeah, I kind of was forgetting that we had the evolution. Counterfeit, really good into Fiddlesticks, but we're gonna go for Trifarian just to try to annihilate everything we go against. So that should be fun. And I feel like with Trifarian, we'd kind of counter both of these. Potentially. But I think let's actually go for Survive the Night again. With our barrier, should be pretty decent. Yeah, this is actually gonna be decent. Let's give it the Blessing because we could use another unit, but the Purify will be great. So this one already has barrier, but I think that doesn't really matter. Let's drop this here. So there goes multiples of their units. Us attacking doesn't really do too much because we can't damage their Nexus. So I think let's pass. Yeah. Like, we can block their unit, that's fine. Let's... We should probably save our silence for something that's a little bit more important. So let's maybe go ahead and give this one barrier. This card has barrier. Having the barrier is pretty important. This is okay.
No mercy for heretics.
All right, not too bad. Once again, I guess actually we can drop Leona and kill both of those. That's not the worst.
Bask in the light's radiance.
I guess we could kill that actually. So we could silence it, and then we can attack. I mean, yeah, most of these aren't doing anything, but all right, really nice. They should die to the 20 damage at the round, so GG. Savage Shield, this will be great. More copies of Leona, great. Yeah, overall, that'll be very nice. Let's go for the shop. She's already gonna get tough from our other power. The Brash kind of doesn't matter. We might summon 2 Vanguard Lookouts. Sure, I think that'll be fine. There is another shop right there. So I was thinking of just getting these and buying a bunch of extra copies of them just so that we have more cards. But I think we'll hold off. Getting this gives us a couple more stats for this unit, though. I think we'll still try to hold off. Let's go for Creeping Hatred. We can get rid of Radiant Strike, and we'll hold on to one of the Shield Bearers.
I love being a meaningless pawn.
Sunhawk should get 2 strikes, double stuns. Sure. Alright, so we can just immediately attack. Let's drop that right there. Alright, pretty good. There goes like half their health.
When you put down roots, you choose a place to die.
I think let's go here for the barrier so we can protect this unit. We now have 2 barrier units with absolutely ridiculous scaling. Sadly, nothing we can do to stop that. And we can try to roll for the spell shield. That never actually happens. Granted, this is going to be the one time where it happens. Okay, they didn't attack.
I hope you're excited to die too.
Let's drop Leona. I wonder if that voice actor, it reminds me of God of War. I don't know if he's somewhere in God of War.
I tried it for other friends before.
I don't know why. Like the new ones. All right, let's give Leona the Overwhelm. I really hate that I hope this is the bug that she's not leveling up fast enough. Hopefully it is. All right, that one got Overwhelm. That's actually really good. So we can attack like this. Some units are stunned, some can't block. Sure, well, yeah, we'll go for the unit that has the least amount of health. One away. His voice lines are the most adorable. I want to say it's a bug since the units are getting the extra stats. Yeah, I feel like it should be a bug. Leona should be leveling up like a couple rounds earlier, which will just make her feel even better. We can drop this right here, although kind of doesn't matter.
To shine like the sun, you must burn like.
Oh, yeah, we can end. technically, they could do another spell to kill this unit if we just open attack. I'm going to count on their spells being not fast. So let's just try to attack. Yeah, GG. All right, all good. All right, more copies of Ravoon. That is good. Getting some smash and dash. This would do a ton of strikes and pretty much wipe the enemy board. So that's actually not terrible. But I think getting more copies of him will be better. All right, we have 400 gold. When allies attack, spawn 3. I think we're fine. We have 5 rerolls, though. Barrier lifesteal is solid, but I feel like we're going to die because we run out of cards, not because we run out of health. I think let's try a reroll here. I do like Gronder Plaza, so sure, we can grab that. Grant an ally 1/1 and stun enemy. Sunblessed Vigor. It's not bad. It's a cheap way to target. It gives a little bit of damage. We have 4 rerolls. Let's try to get something really good, like Morning Light with Grifter's Deck. That will be really good. We're going to want to play this. Getting more copies of it is good. And then the Grifter's Deck can help us not die. Let's not cut any cards. And let's go for Fiddlesticks. This is actually probably fine. Also, rerolling more here makes you get hit harder with some of his effects, like the mill. We can try to drop Illusion. They might immediately try to kill him. Sure, let's pass. Of course. All right, let's actually go for this first. Yeah, that'll be okay. Smash and dash will still get 2 strikes off. So sure. All right, let's go for Leona. She should kill both of them.
Hold the sun's holy light.
All right, that is a lot. We'll go for our Zenith Blade. It won't hit our... Yeah, it won't hit some of the effects, but it should still be pretty good.
Strike hard, strike true.
All right, so... decent amount of damage. We're going to get milled decently hard. But not terrible. We can go for a revive or a reroll. Rally. Goodness. All right, that is a little annoying, but let's go ahead and drop Leona. She'll get 2 strikes off. She'll get 2 stuns off. So overall, that is still pretty great. Now we don't have mana for our Relentless Pursuit. All right, we have 7 cards left. Let's drop our Sunhawk, get some strikes and some stuns going. Let's... if we drop this, we will level our Leona. We already have a full board. Yeah, I think we actually can try to attack. This should be able to end, and if we need to, we can rally and then go again. But there shouldn't be anything that can really do to stop this. Yeah, nope. So, GG. Awesome. All right, 6-star Leona. It's kind of funny. A lot of the effects aren't really that visible. It's just, oh, your units are getting a lot bigger faster. I hope that it's a bug that it's not contributing towards Leona's level up, because that is pretty rough. If she's able to actually level up kind of twice as fast, then that will make her much better, because then you get more control way earlier in the game. But it's still really good. You gain a lot more scaling, and then when you do some of those other effects like your stuns, mostly stuns, but other people that have daybreak effects other than just scaling, it's great getting that doubled as well. So pretty solid. It is funny though, it's how it's not as visible. It's just like, oh, my unit is just a bit bigger now every time you activate it. But overall, pretty solid. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, like, subscribe, always appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day.